Okay, so very good morning and namaskaram to everyone. I welcome you all and Seven Habits of Highly Effective Students. I designed this program and the reference which I have taken is from a book which is very popularly written by Stephen R. Covey. Stephen Covey, he has written a book and that became very famous in the world. And the title was Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. But I'm not using that book. Actually, his son, Stephen R. Covey's son, Sean Covey, he also wrote a book for students. And that is the book for the reference purpose. If you want to go a little deeper and want to pick up more, you can pick up the book of Sean, Sean, Sean R. Covey. And he has written the book called The Seven Habits of Highly Effective College Students. At the same time, he also has written a book on highly effective teens as well, because most of you are in the teenage, those who are there in the first semester and first year. He has written an interesting book, that Seven Habits of Highly Effective Teens also. So these two books are worth referring, and others, those who have joined, you can also refer Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. So in today's session, we will have a little discussion, we'll have a little poll, little chat, and we'll try to keep it as much as interactive as much as it is possible. Let me check if anybody is waiting in the waiting room. All right, now. So this is my slide deck and Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. My name is Dhananjay Singh. I'm also associated with Marwadi University as an Assistant Vice President AVP for Learning and Development. And the objective of learning and development is to design and deliver effective learning experiences for students, for faculty members, for stakeholders, for non-teaching staff members. I'm also engaged with many NGOs in Rajkot, many companies, many government sector for providing training for their employees, their workforce. And here I'm associated with the university. At the same time, if you look at that, I am Visakhapatnam certified in the strategic human resource management. And I'm a certified career counselor also. In many of my conversation, I tell to the students, and the research also shows that 1 in every 4 youth today is suffering from anxiety, depression, negativity. And the reason is a wrong career choice. The student, the teen who has not even seen the whole world, he is suffering from depression and anxiety. The problem is he has taken a wrong decision for his or her career. And it is also a business decision. I also tell them that once you have landed in a wrong course, wrong career, and you are spending money, and later you realize that I'm not made for this field, I'm not enjoying this field, then certainly you will go through the negativity, anxiety, and the depression. So I also do career counseling, which is unbiased, scientific career counseling. My career counseling is not to sell a seat, to sell an admission, or to sell a course. It is genuine for the counselee, what exactly he or she has the interest in. At the same time, we also have a couple of parents associated with me, and we do it. My say to them is counseling till your child starts earning. So there are a couple of children, those who are from 10th standard, they have been associated with me. And my goal is to handhold them, counsel them till they start earning their first earning. The day they get their first month earning, my association will get, concluded with them. So there are a couple of parents, those who are associated with me in life. And I feel very happy when at different time intervals, we with the child sit together. Okay, this course is relevant for you. Go and participate in this. And we keep on giving them the suggestions, advices, and the roadmap for the kids and children to shape their career, what they really enjoy. By the time you reach in 12th standard, it is too late. So I go from 8th standard. From 8th standard, if the child starts looking for career and trying to understand what exactly the career is, he or she will enjoy life like anything. For example, if I take my example, and generally the research also says that after your formal education, you require 13 years to realize what your passion is, what kind of field you are made for. But if you can reduce this 13-year time period by certain intervention, by certain psychometric assessments, it will be great contribution for everybody's individual life. So this is my introduction for today's session. And I have a small picture here on the screen. But before I go to this picture, let me float a small poll here and check if you can find out the poll under the 9 button or the 3 dots. I'm just launching it. Check if poll is visible. Now my poll is live for everybody. There will be a blue dot You go to the poll, and my question is, what is your biggest challenge as a student? Are you able to find out the poll? I have put a poll here. Yes, now I can see voting started. Very good. My question is, what is your biggest challenge as a student? So I can see staying motivated and maintaining focus, maintaining focus, maintaining focus. So among all the participants, highest number of votes are there for maintaining the focus. Second number is staying motivated. And the third one is the avoiding procrastination. So that's what the challenge is, maintaining focus. Because so many choices, so many options are available all around us. So many screens are there, so many things happening at the same time. So maintaining focus is top among us. The second one is staying motivated, because motivation is very, very volatile. Today I feel motivated and tomorrow I feel demotivated. So motivation and avoiding procrastination. So during this session, we'll touch upon these subjects also. Overnight, it will not go away, but yes, we can take the baby step. In fact, the Stephen Covey, rather Sean Covey, he says, baby step. Remember, whenever you are picking new things, whenever you're starting something new, don't expect that you are going to do blockbuster and big. Take the baby step. Remember this term, baby step. And that's what he promotes also. So very good. I have got some sense. Okay, so sometimes it is subset of all three with you. It is not only you, it is most of us, even I included. It is very easy to say that I don't have the procrastination or I don't face challenges while maintaining focus. But one thing I have to do, or we need to learn from this session, see, naturally, in your natural state, if you leave yourself with a flow, what is happening, let me happen, let me go, then you won't be able to reach where you want to in your life, in your career. Naturally, the gravity pulls down, the energy will go down, the focus will go down, the habit will go down, the habits will become negative. Naturally, the gravity, due to its force, will pull us down. So if we want to pull up ourselves, then we have to make some efforts, some positive efforts we have to make if we want to beat the gravity. And that is where today we'll discuss couple of things here. If we want to really, beat, we need to have some kind of force, and that should be against the gravity. So I have a gentleman here on the screen, and I will talk little about it. The gentleman, he is Stephen John Akhwari. He is from Tanzania. Very recently, he was around. I don't know currently, but he is still around, I hope. He was one of the athletes participating in the 1968 Olympics as a marathon runner. And if you see him here on the screen, and the marathon is 42 kilometer, roughly 42-kilometer run. And one of the participants was this John Akhwari. And when he was there running on the ground during that Olympic, something happened to his knees. Suddenly he fell down on hard, very badly, and his shoulder and his knee badly got crushed. Completely, he was not able to get up. Then the physicians came, the physiotherapist came, the doctors came, and they took him outside of track. They put some kind of medicine and some bandage, and he was not prescribed to run further. But what Akhwari did, he put on the bandage on his knees and he came on the track again. And he started running. What running? I mean, it was completely broken, but he started walking, rather limping, you can say. He was literally limping on the ground. And he was the last man on the track. Everybody completed their race. The race got completed, but this fellow was still standing there and limping on the ground. And that's how he got the name called the last man standing. The audience from the stadium, they started going out, but Akhwari did not. He kept on moving, kept on moving, kept on moving, and he took 3 hours, 30 minutes roughly, and he completed the race. And when he was the last man walking on the track, some people, they had the curiosity that this fellow looks very different. They stood. They did not leave the stadium. They stood there. And when Akhwari completed the finish line, the media, people, they came up roaring. and they put on a shawl on his back. And the media asked the question, Akbari, you were very badly hit. What made you to keep on continuing the race? And that's what he said, which is written here. He said, gentlemen, my let me admit this gentleman, he is waiting in the air. Yeah. My country did not send me to start the race. My country sent me to finish the race. From 5,000 kilometers away, I came here. So I was sent by my countrymen not to initiate, not to begin, but to finish the race. And that's what was motivating. My parents did not send me to just start it. All those who are there joining in this call, Akbari is giving a message to all of us. And the very powerful message what he is giving, I think, is I have no choice. The first choice I should have to cross the finish line. Anything which I take in my hand, anything which I initiate, I will not think of giving up in between. I have no choice to leave in between. I have to finish. I have to cross the finishing line. This is what first challenge everybody has to take today. Many a time students come to me when they are studying some course of undergraduation and they say, sir, I like this, I like that, I like painting, I like drawing, I like photography. Can you suggest me what career? And now you have taken admission in BTech second year, first year, second year. And you are thinking that I'm good in photography, I like photography and what to do. Again, I'm telling you, cross the finish line. Whatever you have taken in your hand, because psychologically you will give this message to your brain if you give up in between without finishing it, that it is easy, it is okay to leave something in between and go and start something new. That will be very, very negative. So all of us, when we take something in our hand, something we took, something we decided, something we are in, I'm not going to give up in between because my parents, my family members, they have the expectation for me to finish it. So first, keep it in your mind that anything which you initiate, go with the finishing, like I will finish it, complete it. Even if you decide that I will today's read or study for 20 minutes, finish it. Make it part of your life because your life is actually made of your behavior, and your behavior is the sum total of your habits. If you look at here, your behavior, your personality or your behavior, it is actually the sum total of your habits. This is your life, your personality, your career, your life, yourself is your habit. You are your habits. Again, I'm telling you, you are your habits. So the kind of habits you form, that kind of personality you will become. So if you pick up a habit of leaving something in between, starting something but not finishing, not completing, this will spoil the whole career, whole future, whole destiny also. So first thing, we need to have this in mind that I'm not going to leave anything in between. I'm going to finish what I take in my hand. Am I making sense? Give me a thumbs up in the chat box if you think it is making sense. Give a thumbs up. Very good. Very nice, Atharva. This, you go in the game, you go in the race with this mindset that I will finish it. Without finishing, I will not come forward. Very good. So now moving forward, I have a couple of polls here. Let's go for your choices. Let me float the poll here. And this is for everybody. Can you please put your statement? The question is, which statement usually describes you? I usually complete the work before deadlines. I often finish at the last minute. I miss deadlines frequently. And it depends on my mood. Okay, now the polls are visible here. Come on, everybody. Those who are there in the call, please go to the poll and let me know what you say. I usually complete before deadlines and I finish last minute. It depends on my mood also. Very good. Very nice. So last minute, when we are always lived by last minute, that is why the blood pressure increases. That's why the diabetes comes very early. That's why a lot of anxiety and pressure will come. When my father was detected first time, the diabetes, his age was around 60, around retirement. He got diagnosed that he is suffering from diabetes. Now, I got diabetic in the age of 40, which means 20 years before my father I got diagnosed as a diabetes. Now imagine what will happen to the next generation which is coming behind me. So every coming generation, they are getting these big diseases very early. And because of one of the reasons is when we start living our life in the last minute. Always we are in the urgency mode, always we are in the firefighting mode. And that's why we are always under the stress. The whole body, the nervous system is in stress if we are waiting till the last minute. So we'll look at those elements also. Now let me launch this one. What usually consumes your most of the time in the day? Social media, your work or your classes, your friends, gaming. What are the things which mostly consumes your day? Social media, classes. Okay, social media, social media. Okay, YouTube. Priya says YouTube. That is also a kind of social media, right? Very nice. Well done. Good, good. Let me ask you to, if you can right now, if you can right now, go to, if you can use your cell phone just to check one thing, I'll tell you what. If you are using the Android phone, in the Android phone, I did this exercise in one of my sessions, and the result was very, very shocking. You know, the exercise is if you go to your Android phone settings, and if you go search, that is called the digital well-being. Digital well-being. If you go to settings in your Android phone and go to digital well-being, it will show you your screen time. You know, how much time you spend on the screen today. And if you click on that, it will give you yesterday's screen time. You know, if you click on this digital well-being, whatever appears on your screen, if you click on it, it will give the date. So if you go one day before, it will show you that how much time you spent yesterday. And if you're using Android, you can directly go to settings and then screen time. You can see how many hours are you spending on the screen on cell phone and what kind of apps are you able to check in your Android phone. Anybody could check how many hours. Can you put in the chat box how many hours it is showing? 4 hours. Priya says, my God, 4 hours. Anybody has beaten 6 hours, 28 minutes, Krisha says. 6 hours on the screen on cell phone. Wow, 1 to 2 hours in full day. Mahi says 1 to 2 hours. Okay. Okay. So this is really alarming. In fact, yesterday I was there in a session and I asked the youth of this country, can you check? And unbelievable, the timing was 13 hours 28 minutes 13 hours. टोटल 24 घंटे का दिन है, उसमें से 13 घंटे बच्चा जो है स्क्रीन के ऊपर है. Can you believe this? So my first thing today for all the participants, those who are there, whatever you check, okay, positivity, right? Kunjesa says that 1 hour 28 minutes. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm telling you, we think that on the screen we are learning something, but really it is not. It is not. It creates a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression. Why the youth is there in depression? Because of the reason is they're spending a lot of time on the screen. That's what the depression and anxiety. Because if you look at the screen or social media or Instagram per se, everybody is putting their best layered, filtered videos, all of them are fake. And when you watch 13 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, people like this, and you start comparing yourself with them, then you feel anxiety, negativity, and depression. So first, my humble submission to all people, those who are here. Yeah, Mahi says that study information, calls, and WhatsApp, everything put together, 1 to 2 hours. 1 to 2 hours is enough. That's good. But those who are 6 hours, 828 Krisha says, I think you need to reduce 1 hour from there. So whatever your uh, current scenario, please reduce at least 1 hour if you can and spend for real learning in your life. Very nice. So we'll keep coming to polls again and again and chat boxes. Now let us come to the picture here which I have put. It says, you sow a thought, you reap an action, which means any action which we do is governed by the kind of thoughts we create. All action, our action is governed by our thoughts. So when you do something, it is due to some thoughts behind it. And that action, if you do repeatedly again and again, it becomes your habit. And if you sow a habit, you build a character, you reap a character, and your character will decide your destiny. If you go in reverse order, your destiny, which means your future, is decided by your career, sorry, your character. Your destiny is decided by character, and building character is not easy. It takes whole life. And character is built by your habit. And habit is nothing but your action. And action starts by your thoughts. That's why in today's session, we will try to install some thoughts which are nothing but some kind of software so that the machine, the hardware can function positively. So remember this formula which was given by Buddha, which says that destiny is decided by your thoughts. First of all, what kind of thoughts you are carrying for yourself. So this is the college success formula. If you really want to become successful in your career, the first thing you should have is a very compelling why. Why are you there in a course? Why are you there in a particular campus? Why? What is the purpose? What is the objective? Why have you taken this admission? That clarity is very, very important. In fact, anything which you do, the very first question, keep it in your mind always. What is the purpose? I remember one of my senior colleagues, Colonel Suresh Rajgopalan, he was Indian military retired. Anything you ask him to do, the very first question comes on his tip of the tongue is, what is the purpose? What is the purpose? That was part of his DNA. Anything which you discuss with him, he would seek the first thing, what is the objective? What is the purpose? And then he will start reversing the whole thing. Similarly, if you have a very, very, Priya says, can we trust destiny? Of course, if you can trust destiny, provided you have your character. Trusting destiny means trusting your character. And not trusting, building your destiny. And your destiny is built day by day, by day, by day, by step, by step, by step. Not somebody sitting up there or someone else. Destiny is in my hand, what I'm doing today. In fact, I read yesterday, somebody said that you may decide not to do anything. You may decide, you may avoid, but you cannot avoid the consequence of that action, of not doing anything. Today, you may avoid that. I will not do anything. I will not do positive thing. I will not study. I will not prepare. It's your choice. But the consequence of that action, you cannot avoid. Please mark it and remember and write it down if you want. You can decide whether to do or not to do, but the consequence you cannot avoid. And that is the destiny. So if you want to build your destiny, you have to build your character. If you want to build your character, then you have to build your habits. And habits are your action. So one is you must have. Exactly, that's what. Your effort is nothing but your habits, your action, your thought only. If you go back to the same slide here, if you go in reverse direction, the destiny is decided by your thought, your action, your habit, and your character. These are the 4 pillars of your destiny. And that is nothing but your effort. So whatever your effort will decide your destiny. Very rightly you said. Right? Very good. So when you are there in a college or any work or any action, number one, a very compelling why. And then comes your solid academic skills, or you say your technical skill, your domain skill, whatever field you are in, it should be damn solid. And the third one is your life skills, where your communication, your personality, your grooming, your attitude, all this is the part of your soft skills or your life skills, they call it. So one, a compelling why, then your domain expertise, and then comes your life skill. All these 3 put together will make you a very effective student on campus. Yeah. And I just wanted to define what this compelling why is. It is there with this picture. You know, you must have seen whenever you are passing by, a dog will run aggressively with full of energy behind you. If you're driving or you're riding, you're going by bike, you're going by car, but he will put a lot of energy and a lot of passion and a lot of stamina and he will run behind you. But this fellow does not know, why am I doing this? What is the reason? What is the purpose? What is the objective? Well, in fact, and they are talking to each other now, I have started thinking, why I'm chasing the cars. One gentleman, he saw the dog running behind a car, and the other person asked him, did you see that fellow, that dog is running behind that car? The other fellow says that I'm not worried why he's running, but I'm worried even if he catches the car, what will he do with that? That's my worry. So just in the lighter side, I wanted to convey the message that anything which you take in hand, anything which you involve yourself in, Have a very compelling why. Why am I doing this? What is the purpose? What is the objective? And then take it in your hand. It should be very clear. You must have seen and heard, read also, like Alice in the Wonderland. When Alice asked the cat where this road goes, the cat says that, where do you want to go? And the Alice says, I don't know. Then the cat answers that then any road can go well and it can do. If you are not aware where are you going, then any road you can take. What does it make difference? So first one is, why am I here? Why am I doing what am I doing? What is the purpose? What is the objective? That should be very clear. And then your academic rigor, and then comes your life skill. These three things put together will make you an effective student here on campus. Now moving forward, now the habit number one, as Mahi was mentioning, the efforts decide the destiny. And that's my first habit here. You are responsible for your life as an individual. You have the control what you can use to build your destiny. You cannot blame somebody else. If you blame someone else, somebody else, they are not under your control. They can't behave the way you want them to behave. But whatever you have in your control, if you focus on that, you will decide your destiny. And I have a small picture here. Just look at this image. There are two fellows in this car. One person has the control on the steering wheel here, and the other fellow is just wherever time takes me, whatever happens to me, I'm okay with that. You yourself put in one of the gentlemen here in the shoes of this person. You need to take the responsibility of your self, your career, your future. You cannot blame that I did not get admissions, and so I'm not getting good teachers, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. When we blame others, when we look at others, we will always be cursing. And there's a very powerful formula says that what happens to you is not decided by who is doing what to you, but how do you respond to that situation decides what will happen to you. So how do you react to the situation? And here, there is a very popular concept that is called the circle of influence. We all have, if you look at here, let me take it. We all live under two circles. The circle one is, suppose this is a circle, and this is called the smaller circle. This is called under my control. I can influence under my control. And these are not in my control. Not in my control. There are millions and millions things which are not in my control. But there are something which is there in my control. That is called my circle of influence. Circle of influence. And if I work on it, what I can do, what I can influence, what I can control, if I work on it consciously, what will happen? Over a period of time, this circle of influence will grow. It will start becoming bigger, 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 and bigger. My circle of not in control will start becoming, the gap between my influence and my control will start reducing over a period of time. There are multiple things. War is happening somewhere in the US. It is not in my control. I'm driving in traffic. Somebody jumped in front of me. I have no control over it. But I have control on my steering. I have control on my speed. I have control on my brake. Can I do that? If I work, please remember, I need to work on my circle of control or circle of influence, what we call it. When we start focusing on circle of concern or circle of not in control, we come under the anxiety, pressure, depression, or negativity will come. When you start thinking to how to fix Trump, how to fix his policies, you will have a lot of unnecessary burden on your head. So we need to figure out what is in my control and what is not in my control. That clarity must be there with me. And what is in my control, if I start working and working consciously, it will gradually increase. The size will increase, my ability will increase, my personality will increase. That's what I want to highlight here. So when you are there, you need to take charge of your action, your behavior. You cannot blame somebody else. It will remain. No ideal condition you will get in life. So the first habit is you have to take the responsibility. And if you work on that, you will be able to gradually get what you want in your career, in your life. Don't blame. Come out of this blaming others, creating excuses. These are all losers vocabulary that somebody else did not allow me. If this would have been there, I would have been become very good. Forget about it. What is there in my control, I will use that to the best of my ability, what I can do, and you will see the impact of it. So remember and note down wherever you want, you need to take responsibility of your life. Are you there with me? Everybody, put me in the chat box. Right? Yes. If you are there so far, hello everyone. Yeah, very good. So emojis are the language of this generation. Good, very good. Now we come to the second one, what I was talking about. Why? If your purpose is not clear, your objective is not clear, you don't know where are you going, then any road you can take, that will take you there because you don't know where to go. That he calls that begin with the end in mind, what actually you want to achieve. And then you reverse direction, you start working on the reverse direction. First, where do you want to go? For example, if you go to a railway station, the first question the ticket master will ask you that where do you want to go? If you don't know where do you want to go, will you board the train? Never. So we need to do research, what I want to be in life, and then reverse engineering we need to do. If I want to achieve that, then what I have to achieve, then what I have to achieve, then what I have to achieve. And that is how it will go in my career, in my life. For example, in this photograph, this boy is asking people that where this train will go, and people are saying we don't know. So if we don't know, we'll never board this train. And if you don't board this train, then how can you board in a course? How can you join a college? How can you join a university if you are not aware where do you want to go? So how to come to know where I want to go in my life? There are three things which actually makes you realize where you will be heading and what you will be going. In order to understand where I want to go, these three things we need to do our research. What is my interest? Number one, what is your interest? Because if you find this, then what happens, you will spend time, make efforts for it, even you will be ready to pay for it because it is interesting to you. So the first thing you have to find out, what is your interest? The second thing you have to find out, what is your ability? Are you able to, how able are you to do that? And the third one is your personality. We all have certain personality traits. It grows over a period of time, but really in the core, we know that what kind of personality I have. So if I want to decide my destiny or start preparing for my future, I need to figure out what is my interest, what is my ability, what is my personality. And if I get these three combinations put together, it will be very clear for me that what kind of job, what kind of profession, what kind of field, what kind of future I would be enjoying. For example, when I started my career, I was working with Pidilite as a salesperson. And I was not interested in sales at all. I had no ability to sell the product and go to the market. And my personality was also not like that. Because when I went through the psychometric, I realized, and it was nightmare for me. Every day I will struggle badly. Then when I went through the psychometric, I remember the gentleman who conducted the psychometric on me. He is considered as father of HR in India. He developed, in fact, he was the man. First time in India, he says that human resource is a resource. Before Uday Parikh, he was a very elderly man. He also started a lot of laboratories. He had written a lot of HR books for management people. He would do better in training, counseling, teaching, rather than selling the products on the roadside. And that day, I realized that there is a field called teaching, training, counseling. And when I entered, I did not look back. So I'm saying, if you somehow get to know about your interest, your passion, your personality and your ability, you would be enjoying your career. And today I'm in training and counseling and teaching. I love my job. And with the energy whole day, 6 hours, I can stand in the session, I can deliver. So to find out what my interest is, what my passion is, what my, the ability is the challenge. So here we have to find out, and there are a lot of psychometric tools available to make you understand that what kind of interest you have. But you need to go for some authentic psychometric tests. And a lot of psychometrics are available today, which are in the Western culture. Indian culture is a little different. So if you want to know more, I can suggest some of the work of Uday Parikh. You can do Google Uday Parikh. He also has converted a lot of psychometrics in Indian context, which you can use for your learning for your own benefits. So number one is you have to take the responsibility of your life, come out of blame game, come out of excuses. Number two, you have to begin with the end in mind. Where do you want to go first in your life? And then you start breaking it down in the reverse direction. Now coming to the third one, is the priorities. Friends, let me tell you, everything is important today. There are 1,000 things happening on this on the planet. Everything is important, valuable. Now I have to prioritize what is important for me. Where should I put my energy, my attention, my focus? What is important for me? I need to learn what is my priority. And everybody, those who are there in this call, everybody is actually going through millions and millions of piece of information and important things. Even in the university, if you look at lot of courses, lot of activities are happening on any given day. Some expert talk is going on, your classes are going on, some event is going on, somebody has come. So 100 things will happen. You need to set your priorities. What is important for you? So there is a matrix given by the gentleman, which I would recommend sometimes you can have a look on it. He gave this matrix. He says your whole day, previous night you sit, and then you can break all your activities in 4 quadrants. The first one, which is called the urgent work, something which is very urgent, which needs your immediate attention. So that he calls urgent. And the second one is not urgent. Not urgent. And here, important and not important. So 4 types, whole life, daily routine, daily activities in these 4 categories. One is urgent, not urgent, important, not important. And then you put, see, urgent is what earlier it was an important, but you did not focus your attention there. Before something, it will remain under the important bucket. If you do not put your energy when it was lying in the important bucket, it will come to the urgent bucket one day. And if your life is running always in the urgent bucket, you will have all kind of tension, pressure, stress. Your exams are important, but not, but it is, but you need to keep an eye on this important thing. It is important. So you need to schedule your energy, your focus, how much time of energy. You have to keep in mind that those who are not urgent today, but they are important, you need to think about it and schedule it. Keep it in front of your eyes. Whatever has come as an urgent today, it will definitely require your complete attention. Immediately you have to do it. For example, somebody's phone call, it is urgent. But your studies are not urgent today. Your exercises are not urgent today, but it is important. So if it is important, we need to budget time, energy, efforts for it. Because if you fail to budget for it, one day it will become urgent. At that time, it will give pressure. So if you really want your urgent bucket to be friendly and fluid and easy, then you need to keep your schedules for the important. So one first column, first block here, the green shade, if you can see, number 1, which is urgent and important. This is the anxiety bucket, this is the pressure bucket, this is the stress bucket. And from where the tasks have come, it has come from the blue one, number 2 here. It was earlier not urgent but important, but you did not pay attention to it. That is why it has got shifted in the green zone here in bucket number 1. So the most important bucket here is not urgent but important. If you are able to energy focus, channelize your energy and schedule your not urgent but important tasks, you will be living your happy life. For example, your exams are important but not urgent, but you have a schedule for study, for preparation, and that will help you the day when it comes in front of you. You will be very free because you have done it. The third quadrant here in the red one, it says it is urgent but not important. There will be something which looks like very urgent but not important. Then you can delegate it to somebody. Maybe your focus, your attention, your energy is not required. It is important. I mean, it is urgent but not important. Suppose today is the last day for paying the bill of your electricity. It is important. I mean, urgent. Today it is urgent, but not important for you to do it. You can delegate it to somebody else. So anything which you can delegate to somebody else, which is very, very urgent, but not important for you, you can delegate always. And here the fourth quadrant, it says it is not important, not urgent, which you need not to put anything and delete it simply. So in the beginning, little bit, if you keep this matrix in your mind, is your life moving mostly in the first quadrant or the second quadrant? He says the second quadrant is the best quadrant. Whenever it is important but not urgent, work on it. it will help you to live your life. This is the third habit. He says, learn how to prioritize your day. Don't run only by the urgent and important quadrant. It will create anxiety. Moving forward, it is saying that collaboration over the competition. Learn how to collaborate with people. Whole life from school to college and everywhere, we are actually taught how to compete with each other. But I'm telling you today, there is an entrepreneur also joined in this call. He runs his own company called Positivity. He will tell you better that not always competing with others, but learn to collaborate with people, because everybody you meet knows something which you don't know. So how to get it? Learn to collaborate with him or her. Yes, you compete with yourself. No doubt about it. What yesterday you were, today you must be better than yesterday. You need to have the competition with yourself, but not always with others. In the business world, in the world of reality, we need to also learn how to collaborate with people. And if you look at the image here, this is one of the races happen annually in Kerala, where they have this ship, about ship, they call it Nauka race, you know, where can one person only take part in this? It is not possible. There are 40, 30 people put together. They synchronize with each other. Or for that matter, if you really want to create a very beautiful piece of music, if only one instrument, and if you have 10 instruments and they all team together, they synchronize with each other, they collaborate with each other, the symphony can be created. So when you create something great, learn to collaborate with people. I'm telling you, here on campus itself, there are some students, and even in ICT also, ICT department, couple of students in diploma, they have collaborated together and they have created a very big, huge platform. I'm not telling the name because they are working backward and they are very soon going to launch it as a club here in the university. And if you go to ChatGPT, it says that the biggest biohackathon organized by Marwadi University of India, biggest hackathon, you can check on the ChatGPT, it says largest hackathon, biohackathon by university. And the platform what we are using, it is developed by first year student of our university, first year student. And today that platform is being used in many countries. You know, people registered from Kazakhstan, people registered from Australia, from UK, from US, from Pakistan. And on 20th of this month, the teams are arriving here, those who have reached the final, till final. There are, I think, 100 teams. They have entered into the finale and they're coming here physically on campus. So I'm saying one student collaborated with 4 or 5 students of different courses of ICT, computer engineering, and then they have come up with a very noble product. Very soon they are going to float a club here on our campus. So learn the art of collaborating with people. Reach out to people. Come out of your cell. Come out of your comfort zone and shake hand with others. Because in university we have 50 plus countries studying together. So when you collaborate, you will get benefit and mileage of that. So don't always limit yourself in competing with each other. You know, learn the art of collaboration. Because in the school we had to compete, my percentage, my result, I, my, me. But now we have to learn we, our, us. Like in this image, 50 people come together and they participate and they win the prizes. The habit number 5 is listen before speaking. The problem today is everybody is ready to speak. They are not ready to listen. We are very poor listeners. And we have got one mouth and 2 ears, which means God also gives us a message that you are supposed to listen more than speak more. And here we are actually, ready to speak more compared to listen more. And when we listen more, when we listen to others, there is a picture here which is called the iceberg. When you see somebody, it is just like this iceberg. What is seen here on the surface of the sea level, it is very little. But what is there behind or below the surface level, too much. So what is his belief? What is his thinking? What kind of perception? Lot of things are hidden inside of the heart of people. What is visible, that is very less of the whole persona. So always learn to listen others compared to, because when you listen, when you ask more and more open-ended questions and they participate, they speak, they talk, you will come to that person more and more. So in order to become effective student, we need to have the art of listening more and more open-ended questions. This is one of the habits if you really want to become an effective. And especially in my role when I am in the counseling and teaching and training, I have this habit of listening to people. I can listen whole day. So this is one of the arts for you to improve your personality. For example, there is an image here. There are 4 or 5 blind men, and you know the story. This elephant is passing by the village which is there, and there are all 4 or 5 people. They are all blind people. They have never seen the elephant, and they are actually touching and holding one particular part of the body of the elephant. And based on their perception, their belief, their ideas, their experiences, they are telling that, oh, this looks like it is a rope. This looks like it is actually a sword. It is nothing but a pillar. It is a snake. It is a rope. So based on their perception, their experience, they are defining the elephant. And now suppose if somebody wants to make sense what exactly it is. So if you just listen one person, you may not be able to make sense of the elephant, what exactly the elephant is. But in order to make sense about the elephant, if we listen to these everybody, we listen to all of them, and then we put it together, then there is a possibility that we can make sense of little bit about the elephant. So listening is one of these skills which we need to develop today. And especially in this young age, when we are in this age, we are very reactive and we are very quick, very fast. Everything we want instant. We don't want to show patience. We don't want to, we have no pace. We have no, patience. And listening requires patience. So have the art of listening going forward in future as a habit. If you are there with me till now, I have a small question for you as a rapid fire. I will float some rapid fire questions here, this or that. So be there on your poll, come on the poll, and let us see which one you are. I have 2 options. You have to pick anyone and as quickly as possible. This is called the rapid fire. Let's go. Everybody on the poll. Here it is. It is launched for you. This or that, early bird or night owl. Come on, come on, come on. It is rapid fire. Don't think so much. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Very good. I'm very happy to see that there are fellows, those who are early bird, because today's generation, in fact, my son, he has to go to office at 9:30. He will get up at 9 o'clock. I don't know. And whole night till 2, 3, he is awake. But that is really very, very negative, very, very wrong. Whole day you feel, very, very lethargic. You're not energetic. So I'm happy that you are early bird. It is very good. See, if you really want to become champion, you cannot afford to pick up great habits. Can Virat Kohli afford to get up in the morning at 9:30 or 9 o'clock? He cannot. Nobody, those who are the champions. See, these habits are very boring. Getting up in the morning is very boring, and remaining awake in the night is very, very luxurious, looks very good. But if you really want to become champion, you have to pick up the boring habits. Please remember, note it down, everybody in your notebook. If you really want to become champion, you have to pick up the boring habits. Let me write it down here in bold letters. You need to pick up the boring habits, because boring habits will make you champion. I'll tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Boring habits, because eating healthy food is not very interesting. It is very boring. But Virat Kohli cannot eat pani puri whenever he feels like any junk food. He has to pick up this boring habit, not eating junk food. Getting up in the morning is very boring habit. Getting up in the morning 5:30, very boring. But Virat Kohli has to pick it up. Any champion, any habit which you think, doing exercise is very boring for some people. But you want to become champion, you cannot afford to have and enjoy the luxury. So these habits which we are talking about are actually boring in nature, but that is important. That is required, because that will make you the champion or help you in making the champion. So any habit which is boring, it will take you towards your championship. But the habits which are very interesting, like watching OTT back to back, it will take you away. So this is very nice. Next rapid fire I have here, this or that. Are you a digital note makers or paper pencil based note makers? Paper notebook or digital notebooks? Very good. Very good. Very nice. Paper notebook. Exactly. When you write something on a piece of paper, I'm telling you, please remember, and the research also shows, when you write something on a piece of paper, it also creates some chemical reaction in your mind and your body. When you write it on a piece of paper, then The learning is deeper. Anything which you write on a piece of paper, digitally it is very convenient that we can make notes anywhere on the devices, but we are going dumber and dumber. Somebody says our smartphones are becoming smarter day by day. The use of the smartphone is becoming dumber day by day. So no, using low technology, making notes on the notebook paper, it is suggested as a habit rather making notes on. Maybe later you can transfer it in your digital devices, but if you write something on a piece of paper, it will actually make you a very good learner. And if you are using multiple colors, blue, black, orange, green color, well, because it is visually also very appealing. So we have these 5 senses from which we take the information in to learn something. One is my visual, my eye, my sight. So by looking at things, I learn. By listening something, I learn. By doing something, I learn. By smelling something, I learn. And by touching, feeling, I learn. So there are 5 senses God has given. So more number of senses are involved in my learning, more learning will happen, deeper learning will happen. So engage more and more number of senses if you want. So very good. So I came to know that paper notebooks are dominating today. Now I have one more for you that is saying that, do you like to study alone or study in groups? Go ahead, this or that. This or that. Study alone. Okay. Study alone. Come on, everybody. Study alone or study in groups? Okay, so more are study alone. This is also a habit which I would recommend here. Form a group of people whom your frequency and you know, because the kind of energy you want to have, it's a very simple formula. You know, any effort or any habit, let me take you to my whiteboard. Any habit any habit which you want to pick up, and of course positive habit, there is a loading here. Any positive habit which you want to pick up, the first thing you should do, join a group which does that effortlessly. जो भी हैबिट आप सीखना चाहते हो, जो भी स्किल सीखना चाहते हो, उस स्किल से रिलेटेड ग्रुप ज्वाइन करो जिसके लिए वो स्किल नॉर्मल है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, when I came to Rajkot, I wanted to pick up the cycling habit. So what I will do, if I will do solo cycling, it may not sustain for very longer. So what I did, I started searching for what are those cycling groups here. And I joined RCC club here, Rajkot Cycling Club. And today I go for 50 kilometer, I go for 60 kilometer riding, because 50 kilometer is being done effortlessly by these guys. So any habit which you want to pick up, any skill which you want to learn, for example, if you want to learn swimming, join a club which is very effortlessly participating in the swimming. If you want to learn the coding skill or programming skill, join a club which is doing coding and programming effortlessly. If you want to learn the habit of fitness, exercises, join a group which is doing effortlessly. So this is the first fundamental rule. Whatever skill you want to pick up, whatever habit you want to pick up, you need to join a group which is effortlessly doing that. And when you are in that particular group, your energy will be very, very high, very, very bubbling. Just आप कल्पना करो, राजकोट में आप देखते होगे, इनफैक्ट our positivity, अगर आप देखेंगे जो चाय बनती है, तो वो कोयले की आग के ऊपर चाय बनती है राजकोट के अंदर, हमने देखा है, एंड दैट इज वेरी टेस्टी. उस कोयले की आग में जितने भी कोयले के पीसेस हैं, दे आर ऑल वेरी ब्राइट, वेरी राइट एंड फुल ऑफ फायर. यू नो, आपने ध्यान अगर दिया हो, जब हम उस लेट मी कम ऑन द स्क्रीन, जब आपको देखेंगे तो वो जो है फुल ऑफ फायर, उसमें कितनी फायर होती है, कितना कलर, रेड कलर, ब्राइट रेड कलर, और वो जितने भी कोयले के पीसेस हैं, दे आर ऑल टुगेदर. लेकिन आप कल्पना करो कि उसमें से एक पीस को निकाल के मैं बाहर रख दूं. वो पूरा ग्रुप जो था, जो भट्टी के अंदर पूरे 8, 10, 20, 25 जो कोयले के पीसेस का ग्रुप था, जिसके अंदर इतनी फायर थी, इतनी एनर्जी थी, इतना पैशन था, फुल कलर ब्राइट रेड था, अगर उसमें से एक पीस को निकाल के इंडिविजुअली केवल बाहर रख दोगे, तो थोड़ी देर के बाद देखोगे कि उसके अंदर जो एनर्जी थी, जो पैशन था, जो फायर थी, वो सब कुछ डेड हो जाएगी. The coal will not show any energy, any fire. That's why I'm saying the kind of energy you want to have, the kind of fire you want to have, the kind of passion you want to have, find out a group of that passionate people and join it. Remember the coal pieces example. When they are on the fire, they are all together in the fire. There is energy. But one piece goes out solo, it becomes dead. Energy will go down and it won't be able to. But again, if you pick up the same piece and put it in the group of those coal pieces, it will again start running bright and fire. So join the group. Come out of this solo habits, like most of you are in solo practicing. If you really want to have the good study habits, join a group which does great studies together effortlessly. It will give you great mileage, I'm telling you. Okay, wow. And next one is for you. Where do you want to? Now the next is there, this or that, is library or home? Is library or home? Where do you like studying more or better? Library or home? Library. Good, very good. And that is why here we keep the library open till 8 p.m. Library. So similarly, library is the collection group of people, those who are studying together. Exactly same formula. When the coal pieces are burning together, everybody has fire. You will feel motivated. But if you're studying alone at home, it will be actually, sometimes you will feel very dull. So those, you need to learn how to be in the group where that habit, that skill is effortlessly being demonstrated. Okay, one more is very important for this young generation. Let me see. Do you like saving money? Do you like spending money? Quickly, this or that. Saving money. Good. Honestly, you are telling honestly, I have utmost good trust on you that whatever you are saying is to the best of your belief ideas. All 100% saving money. Nobody likes spending money, is it? Good. So saving money is one of the habits when you are on campus, when you are live in your basics. Student life is the life of a sadhu, a sant. Live in your basics. What basics you need, use it, spend it, but don't become luxurious. Once you start earning money, then you think of spending money. Good. Saving money and spend it for good things later. That is important. Invest it, spend it for better cause, for good causes. That is good. So this is one of the habits which I wanted to. The another one question for you is: do you learn by watching or learn by doing? Can you tell me? Can you let me see? Do you learn by watching or learn by doing? Very good, very good, very good. So we have mostly learned by doing. Good. So that is the real learning when we do workshops in the physical mode, but today we're using the technology I'm doing here, but I don't do workshop like this that only I keep on speaking and just you keep watching. My workshops are physical on the ground where we make you do something. Today only we had a workshop in the morning, in the morning hours, where we use the Legos to build the building blocks in order to drive the point. So when we do something by our own hands, the learning becomes deeper. Good, very nice. A lot of sense it makes to me. Now going to this is what I wanted to: learning and learning, renewing yourself every day, regularly. There is no choice, there is no option of sharpening your saw, your ability, because the kind of technology, the way it is improving, the way it is coming. One thing you learned today in your college, it is not going to guarantee for you for next 40 years. In fact, technology is changing every 6 months. The need of people is changing. The expectations are changing. Everything is changing so fast. So those who have taken admission in the undergraduate courses and the student on a campus, remember, you need to learn how to learn on your own. BTech degree is just the fundamental degree, or the course what you are studying in your schools, in your colleges. It is just the basic. That is where learning on your own. You have to join courses. You have to take courses on top of your basic courses. Keep updating, upgrading. And in couple of areas, if you look at here, number one, your physical fitness. You need to learn to improve yourself physically. There must be fitness. क्योंकि आप अगर आधे टाइम हॉस्पिटल में हो, how will you be able to focus on your work? Will you be able to put energy? No. So your physical fitness is very, very important. तो उसके लिए क्या कर रहे हो? What are you doing for the physical fitness? जरा आप chat box में लिखो me if you do exercises for your fitness. Can I see you? If you do fitness exercises, type in the chat box me. If you are not writing anything, which means nobody is doing exercises here. Nobody is doing exercise. So please remember, don't wait for doctor to tell you exercise as a prescription. Have something for your fitness, for your physical fitness. Today it is okay. You are doing, but you are not consistent. No exercise. Priya says no exercise, but you are the sons and daughters of the Bharat. And if you don't remain fit, how will you take the nation forward? The Prime Minister's vision is 2047, India should be the developed nation, and that will be your Bharat. You have to take it, you have to do it. So the very most important is your physical fitness. I'm telling you today, when you look at the youth of this country at any public place, when you watch them standing, you will not see them standing even properly. They are not able to stand properly. They are standing on one foot. They are taking the help, some support. They are not able to stand properly. What has become to the body, the physique of this youth of this Bharat as a nation? So my expectation, please have some point, some habit of your physical fitness, your exercise, not only physical, but your mental fitness also. Mental fitness. And for physical fitness, one thing you have to pick up, learn the art of deep breathing, breathing from the belly. We have forgotten how to deep breathe, how to breathe deeply. We all have become very shallow breather. From the chest, we just breathe and we are in so much hurry. So first, have the habit of breathing from your belly, breathing from your belly. When your stomach goes up, you create more space for oxygen and the air in your diaphragm here. Just you all are the science student. Imagine in the ground, the green grass, which looks very green here. And if you put one object at one place in the ground and don't allow it to breathe properly, it does not get the sunlight, it does not get the air. Within 2 to 3 days, if you remove that object, you will see that grass has become completely yellowish. The greenery, the charm has gone. Now remember, inside your body, there are a lot of organs. And if you do not breathe completely deeply, these body organs are not getting enough oxygen. And if they're not getting enough oxygen, they will start deteriorating. That is why the problem in the internal organs have started going up. So the research says if you pick up one of the habits is to deep breathe whenever you remember. When you are sitting in a chair, take deep breath, 3 deep breaths. It will pump enough oxygen in your mind, in your body, so that it will become revitalized. We need the oxygen in your body parts, in your organs. So don't be in hurry. Have the deep breathing exercise. And then mental fitness, emotional fitness, spiritual fitness. Do something, sharpen your spirituality. Do some meditation. How many of you have heard the name of Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev? Can you put there in the chat box? Yes. If you have heard the name of Isha Foundation, Jaggi Vasudev. Yes, yes. Priya says no. Yes, yes, yes. Look at in this age, he runs world on bike. Look at his energy. Look at his stamina. Look at his, and Priya, if you don't know, you can go and Google Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev. He is a global icon today. And he is doing 1,000 initiatives he has taken in his hand, and he is running globally. One of his courses is inner engineering. I would suggest the youth of this country, it is online also available. If you can't take it offline, you can do it online, the inner engineering course. Yes. Yeah. He says that I have done Vipassana meditation daily. Daily. It will make your thought process so clear. It will add lot of clarity in your mind when you do meditation. Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, his his methods I like so much. I would recommend that please do the inner engineering course. You will realize the complete thought process changes. Your body will completely respond differently. So you're spiritual. Do something for your spirituality. Some meditation, some breathing exercises. The religious and spiritual both are different. I'm not saying religious. I don't know, but spiritual you can be. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. Take care of your emotion. That is important. Sharpen your saw, sharpen yourself, invest in your own personality regularly. Otherwise, it will become very difficult for you to move in life and career. If you're emotionally very upset, if you are not able to handle the kind of situations which are occurring every day, it will be very challenging for you to navigate this big, bad, dirty world. So emotionally, you have to be very, very intelligent. Now, I want to ask a question from all the young people sitting here in this. Can you think of Can you think, just go in reflection, just visualize 5 years from now, 5 years from now, आज से 5 साल के बाद टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया के फ्रंट पेज पर एक न्यूज हेडलाइन छपती है. One news headline is published on Times of India's front page, and that headline is about you individually. You. Can you think what is saying, what that headline is saying? आज से 5 साल के बाद टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया का फ्रंट पेज आपके बारे में एक न्यूज हेडलाइन पब्लिश करता है. जरा वो न्यूज हेडलाइन आप मेरे को चैट बॉक्स में लिख के बताइए. कैन यू राइट दैट? कैन यू राइट दैट? What news headline Times of India will publish about you in next 5 years? After 5 years, you have to visualize one top headline in the newspaper called Times of India on the front page, and it is talking about you. Can you please chat box, in the chat box? I'm waiting for your headline. Visualize, think about it, go. Okay, Mahi says most growing person. Very good, very good. Think about it. What headline you would see 5 years from now in the Times of India? Contribution in science research field by Atharva. Okay, this is one of the headlines. Excellent, excellent. Come on, everybody, those who are there in this call. What is the Times of India news headline for you after 5 years from now? Two headlines we have got. I'm waiting for others also to please shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Hello, there is a silence here. Silence here, too much silence. See, let me tell you, anything which is built in the world physically, it is built first here in the mind. I'm again repeating, anything on the planet which is built physically, it is first built in your mind. If you can think of Times of India headline about you after 5 years, 50% job is done. You know, whatever movies, sci-fi movies we were watching when we were children and kids and now being grown up, all those things are getting built physically now in the world in reality. So if you are struggling to visualize your future self, it will also be struggling while making physically also getting converted. So always what you want to be, what kind of person. Okay, scientist Priya Yadav. This is one popular Times of India headline. Good. So you need to see yourself in that particular role before it becomes the reality, because any reality which is conducted and being built in the world today, any reality which is being built or getting built in the world today, it is first built in your mind. So that clarity should be there. That's what I wanted to highlight. Now, this was sharpening the saw or improving yourself regularly. It's actually the seventh habit which I wanted to talk. And this is what the whole continuum is given by Stephen R. Covey about the leadership continuum. Maybe in coming sessions, I will discuss, I will float my, every Saturday, I'm running a workshop like this online. Every Saturday around 2 p.m. I will design it, create it, and share the link and invite you all to join. Okay. This says that these three habits, the beginning three habits. Okay. Now positivity says 5 years from now, I want the headline to read like this. He did not just build a business, he built better lives. Look at that. That's what his 5 years. Now, once it is there in the brain, it will get converted into physical mode also. Right? So out of these 7 habits, if you look, first 3 habits are your individual habits. Your individual habits. And next to 4, where people are involved, others are involved. If you remember, the habits, just I will go to the slide first one, which says that you need to, renew yourself. It requires others also. But the first habit where you have to take charge of your life in your control, individual. Will begin with the end in mind, which means where are you going? Individual. So first 3 habits are individual habits in your own control, and last 4 are where people are involved, others are involved, which is there with team, others also. Okay. So these 7 habits, I would also maybe share the recordings with everybody. If you could not, you can, if you want to go back again, the recording link will be shared with you. I will put it on my YouTube channel, and then you will be given the access to watch it later if you find it interesting. But every Saturday, I will try that one of the concepts of your personal grooming, your personal growth, your personality, your communication, your behavior, your leadership, I'll design and deliver online here on Google Meet. And if you want to involve more students, more participants, you can share the joining link with them. We wanted to take it to 1,000 people one day. That's my goal. 5 years down the line, if I see my Times of India, it will say that million people are joining on the virtual world. At that time, I'll not be doing on Google Meet. Possibly I'll be doing on YouTube live, but that's my goal. Thank you very much for joining today and being with me for last 1 hour. Thank you so much. Sahib Nasir said that one of the best doctors in the world. You have to define best also. Make it more specific as possible, you know, because this best term or successful, these are little vague terms. So if you put more specific terms into it, brain will become more sharper. Maybe we'll discuss in coming sessions how can we make it a more specific, more measurable, more attainable, more realistic, and more time bound. So there are 5 terms that is called SMART goals. Maybe in one of the sessions I will discuss also. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, everybody. Those who joined. Atharva, thank you so much. Priya, thank you so much. Mahi, thank you so much. Lilendra, thank you so much. Sure, it's emotional strengthening. We all go through multiple emotions on day-to-day basis, and we cannot stop it. It is part and parcel of our life. So I need to be, as I said, that if you leave on its own, it will take you wherever it wants to take you. But if you really want to make use of it, you have to put your guardrails on. You have to be cautious. So the first thing I have to be, what kind of emotions I'm going through? What kind of emotions I'm going through? When you are angry, just look at it. Okay, I'm angry. I'm shouting at somebody else. Okay, I'm shivering. My hands are shivering. What is going on in your brain, in your mind, in your body? The first step is become intelligent about it, become aware about it. Next comes strengthening it, handling it, controlling it. But before, we need to be aware about it. And there's a book, this book, very popular book, which is called The Emotional Intelligence. I don't know, visible in my screen. Emotional Intelligence, very thick book. We need to learn the art of knowing what kind of emotions I'm going through. Maybe in one session, I will talk about the intelligence also, because once I'm aware, I can manipulate it. What emotions I want to be in, I can control it. Emotions are not going to control me. I will control my emotions. And that is very much required today, because emotions takes you somewhere else. You wanted to go somewhere else, and emotions takes you somewhere else. So maybe in one of the sessions, we'll discuss on the emotional strengthening, emotional intelligence also, because the control is in our hand, in my hand. Okay, so thank you so much. I'll sign off here and see you next week, possibly again, if you have time, energy, and interest. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a great day ahead.